Captain America: Brave New World is a failure. Another failure for Marvel. The film was released on 14th February this year, and it's been 2 months since then. Based on box office figures, we can say that the movie wasn't profitable. Heck, it didn't break even. So, how does box office analysis look for this film? And how does it compare to other contemporary non-MCU Marvel films and previous films in the series? Let's dive into this. Marvel has seen a lot of ups and downs since Endgame, mostly downs. But Marvel did bounce back. Films like Guardians of the Galaxy 3, Deadpool and Wolverine, and Wakanda Forever are examples of that. But this time, it failed to attract the audience, and because of that, the film earned a mere $414 million as of 17th of April, which is 11 million short of its supposed break-even point of $425 million. The film has a reported budget of $180 million. However, many argue that this budget has been increased to around $350 to $375 million due to extensive reshoots and production issues. And if that is true, that makes this film one of the most expensive Marvel film of all time. For comparison, Endgame had budget of $356 million, while Multiverse of Madness had budget of $351 million, which is understandable. That is way more for this film. The film got a big opening of $88 million. That was good enough considering first Captain America film opened at $65 million, and Winter Soldier opened at $95 million. Looking at contemporary films, Deadpool and Wolverine opened at $211 million, while Venom 3 opened at $51 million. Though the opening looks good enough, all three, except the first Avenger, outgrossed the film despite Venom 3 having a smaller opening. Let's compare Venom 3 with Brave New World. Venom 3 has a reported budget of $120 million, which is, let's say, is a fairly modest budget for a comic book movie. While Brave New World, as discussed earlier, has a reported budget of $180 million, while rumours say it could be around $375 million. So Venom 3 cost less than Cap 4. Now, opening weekend collection is inclined toward Brave New World. However, if we look at second weekend collection of both films, Brave New World earned $27 million in second weekend, while Venom 3 earned $24 million. So the gap of $30 million in first weekend was reduced to just $3 million in just a week. And if we look at third weekend, Venom 3 outgrossed Brave New World by earning $14 million compared to latter's $13 million. The reason behind is the can't keep up its momentum and just fell short of audience who wasn't interested in the film. Now let's compare the international gross of both films. Brave New World earned $214 million in international territories, while Venom earned a surprising $340 million, which helped the film to outgross Brave New World. Venom 3 earned more in countries like Mexico, Germany, Italy, Japan, Portugal, India, Turkey, Spain, Vietnam, South Korea, and the big guy, China, thus beating the film in total gross. Well, compared to other Sony films, they both, Madam Web and Craven, earned less than Brave New World, even if we combine both films' collections. If we compare the film with other films in the series, both Winter Soldier and Civil War earns way more than Brave New World's weekend collections in week 2 and 3, while the first Avenger also beats Brave New World's collection in week 3 and beyond, earning $250 million domestically, adjusted for inflation, while Brave New World earned $200 million. So clearly, both Winter Soldier and Civil War outgrossed Brave New World by a wide margin. And if we adjust the collection to inflation, First Avenger also outgrossed Brave New World. But what happened? Well, the most common answer you will get is oversaturation of comic book movie genre. And that is true. But there are a few more things that people are missing out. First, people weren't aware or excited for the film. Well, there are some hardcore fans and comic book YouTubers like me were aware and knew it was coming. Causal people don't, and even if they knew, they were too tired to go. From October of last year to Feb of this year's. There has been a tons of films, like big films that people watched, like Venom 3, Moana 2, Wicked, Mufasa the Lion King, Sonic 3, and to lesser extent, Joker 2, Nosferatu, Red 1, and Gladiator 2. This packed schedule meant audiences had already spent time and money on several event movies in just a few months. By the time Brave New World arrived in mid-February 2025, many viewers were likely feeling blockbuster fatigue, both financially and emotionally. Another thing that Brave New World lacked was the factor that could drive the audience to theaters. No Way Home had Toby, Andrew, and old characters coming back. Doctor Strange 2 hyped us for multiverse. Wakanda Forever had an emotional thing attached. And Deadpool and Wolverine had that nostalgia factor of Hugh Jackman's Wolverine. Even though Brave New World had Red Hulk, it wasn't enough to attract the audience. Thus, it lacked that spark that was needed. And people just said, we'll catch it on digital or streaming. And that caused a chunk of money. Also, another factor was the mixed to negative reception it got initially. While the film had a better audience score, the word of mouth wasn't enough. One last thing to consider is that the film blended many things: political thriller, Red Hulk, and A Captain America. That it alienated casual viewers and hurt the box office.
So that was the full analysis of Captain America: Brave New World. I hope you found it interesting and detailed enough. And if not, comment below what more can be added into the analysis. And what's your overall view on the film? This is Superhero Hub, and it's time for the credits.